Coming up on Mountain News this morning, first responders and community members gather to honor the life of a Virginia police officer. And a Kentucky university kicks off an annual blood drive in order to help stock up supplies just ahead of the holidays.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Well, good morning to you. I'm Dakota Makris. I'm no Steve Hensley or Chaz Gayhart. Sorry there. Let's head over to Cameron for a look at that forecast this morning. Cameron, it is a bit chilly outside. I did not even start my car before I headed out. I just got in the car and left. So.
Well, I'm no Brandon Robinson either, Dakota,
yeah.
So I mean, we're both in that boat this morning.
Well,
but yeah, it is a cold start to the morning out there. Those temperatures right now in those low to middle 30s as you begin your workday. 32 in London, 29 over in Harlan, 27 in Jonesville, and 37 here in Hazard. So it is another cold start to the day. But thankfully, up on satellite and radar, we are dry right now under a mostly clear sky, and that will continue for the rest of your Tuesday. So a really nice day is on tap for us here across the mountains. We stay dry under a mix of sun and clouds. We do warm up nicely into the afternoon. Check that out. By this afternoon, we're in those lower 60s across the area, so a really nice day is on tap. We get even warmer by Wednesday, lower 70s possible, but some changes are on the way. We are back into those 40s by the end of the work week. That full forecast for you a little bit later, Dakota.
All right, Cameron, thank you. The body of Big Stone Gap, Virginia police officer Michael Chandler was escorted home yesterday after he was shot and killed in the line of duty Saturday morning. Firefighters, police officers, and even members of the community gathered on roadsides between Roanoke and Big Stone Gap to pay their respects for an officer who was killed in line of duty. A fellow officer and longtime friend remembers what a great man he was.
Growing up, we was hunting buddies, going on hunting trips to Patrick County, and we just all family growing up, and I'm gonna miss him. And he served his community not only as a police officer but as a firefighter as well. Served with him there for about 6 years, and he's gonna be missed by a lot.
There were at least 100 officers and a couple hundred members of the community to welcome Officer Chandler home. Kentucky's search warrant task force met in Frankfort yesterday. Attorney General Daniel Cameron formed the group back in January in response to the death of Breonna Taylor. The goal was to review Kentucky's warrant process completely. We have not been told specifics about what was discussed. Well, State Representative Derek Lewis was recently chosen to serve as an opioid policy fellow for the National Conference of State Legislatures. He will be one of 20 state lawmakers working to combat opioid addiction and overdoses across the United States. Lewis is a Republican from Laurel County and has worked on opioid-related legislation in Frankfort. The numbers behind the latest Wallet Hub rankings add up to some alarming conclusions about Kentucky's adults and children. Out of all of 50 states and the District of Columbia, Kentucky ranks #1 for the highest percentage of obese children. Not a surprise to child health professionals specializing in obesity prevention.
Lack of access to fresh fruits and vegetables at a grocery store. We call that food insecurity. There's lack of safe spaces for kids to play.
Now, the obesity numbers are actually double for adults, and inactivity is cited as a leading cause. Kentucky leads the nation for the highest percentage of physically inactive adults. Yesterday, UK kicked off the 34th Big Blue Crush blood drive against Tennessee. Two nonprofits first organized the event in 1987 to boost blood supplies ahead of the holidays. Now they are dealing with shortages because of the pandemic. You can donate at any Kentucky Blood Center location or one of KBC's mobile blood drives through Friday.
Whatever your blood type is, it's important to donate. I would tell you we don't have a robust supply of any blood type on the shelves these days, and so it's really important for everyone to come out.
Cats fans have come out on top 2 years in a row. If you're a parent, you know how important it is to provide for your children. But here in Eastern Kentucky, there's something making this difficult to do. It's the lack of child care services. But as WYMT's Vivica Grayson reports, staff at one center in Perry County are working to address this ongoing problem.
A problem mom of two, Tori Robinson, knows all too well.
It's very hard to find one, and then there's waiting lists on top of waiting lists. It's very hard to get into it. It's very expensive.
A situation leading many parents to have to make a difficult decision.
then if they have to stay home, then they're not really making enough money to provide for their kids. And if childcare was available more widely, they could get a job and provide for their kids more.
But as parents ask questions, staff at the New Beginnings Daycare Center in Perry County are answering them.
We get calls daily. And I need to tell them, we have to put you on a waiting list. I don't think that all stems from just your building capacity.
Citing staffing to be the greatest concern, despite the building having a licensing capacity to host 141 children. Despite this reality, Mullins says staff are working the best they can.
It's quality child care. Not only will they be fed well and protected, but they're also learning while they're here. We have a particular curriculum we follow and a daily schedule, so it's more than a babysitting service.
And while Robinson happens to also work at this center, she says it is a wonderful environment.
It's a really good place to work. The people is really understanding. They care for your kids as much as you would. I trust them with my baby. So, I mean, we have really good people here.
Working to help solve a long-standing issue. In Perry County, Vivica Grayson, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, officials say the need for care has actually declined as some parents now work from home, but they do have concerns for when and if things return back to normal. Well, thank you so much for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, conservation officers set some traps to try to put an end to poaching here in the Commonwealth.
We stay dry today with warmer temperatures, but some changes are on the way. And it's your full forecast coming up.